How do you feel about the show coming up with Jazzie?
I'm actually excited because I don't know what to expect, should I say. And I found that she found me on Instagram, obviously checked out her music, and it's a case of, I just want to get to know her, innit? And stuff like that, since her style is different, it's a case of, cool, like, this is actually interesting because I want artists or people that are unique to be able to come on my show, and I feel like she does Afro-Nige rap queen, yeah. You take out the queen, but the Afro-Nige rap, I find very interesting, so I really want to be able to speak on that. How did she start doing that, and more.
How did the show come about?
So basically, I think this was soon after Natalie's show. She must have found me, so thank you Natalie for posting me and that promo. Yeah, and then she followed me now. I'm not sure if she I think she did shout me either on Instagram or by email, either one, saying, if she could be on my show, which happens fairly a lot. So obviously checked out her page, obviously listened to her music, but I was like, the fact that she's unique, boom, made it happen. So just can't wait to see how it goes about, innit?
What are you looking forward to the most for this interview?
Getting to know her.
Okay.
Because I wanna not just get to know her musically, but I would want to hear a bit of the personal side, a bit of the struggles that she's faced, what's made her become the woman who she is, an artist who she is, and vibes. Because this is what I love about my show. When I bring artists on, especially not underground but more upcoming artists, it's just getting to know who they are. Because I don't want it to always be about the music. I want them to actually feel comfortable talking, and hopefully I'll be able to sort that out. Make it happen.
Amazing.
Good morning, shout out to everyone who's currently locked in right now. This is the Gibz Show, and I've got a special guest in the building.
Hey.
Let's introduce yourself.
Yeah, I go by the name of Mz Jazzie, Afro rap artist. Yeah, that's me.
Afro rap queen.
Yeah, or Afro rap queen, you know.
She's already done to the line,
You put me on the spot there.
How do you come with that name, Jazzie?
Well, my name is Jasmine, and in school I used to get called Jazzie Fizzle, or they used to call me Jazzie, so I just turned it into an artist name. Jazzie Fizzle. It's not.
OGs will actually know about that one, That's crazy. Wait, so when did you put a 4 instead of an A?
Because it's unique, innit?
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to be different.
Okay.
Nothing more.
It's calm. So what made you want to call yourself like the Afro-Nige rap queen? And that full title there.
Do you know what? Because I started to build a fan base in Nigeria, and I had a lot of support there. So that's where Niger came from, and obviously I'm Nigerian as well.
Well, was you born there?
No, I was born in the UK.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm actually going to Nigeria for the first time.
No, how did you get big there then?
Obviously, I've got a good team in Nigeria. Really, I can't lie to you. I've got a big team and I've got some connections, so that helped me a lot.
Wait, so when did you start?
When did I start music?
Yeah.
Let's just say 3 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago.
How did you start?
How did I start? I dropped a friendly remix, J Huss's friendly remix.
Jeez.
Then I got booked for my first paid show with notes, and then from there I just kept going.
Wait, with notes?
Yeah, that was my first paid. That was my first ever show.
As in like Mr. Addison Lee?
Yeah, Mr. Addison, and that was when Addison Lee was what it was. Yeah.
Huh? No, you just hit. You just went from
That's how I
started and now pow, 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 pow.
Do you know what? That's how I started my journey. That was my first ever paid show. First ever show.
So how long from when you started to your first show? Like, what was like the time?
I dropped the remix, and I think I got booked for my first show like a week after the remix was released. And then they said it was notes. It was in Cardiff, and it was paid. So yeah, so if my first show was paid, which I'm happy with that. Like, I feel like that's a good achievement.
You just started and just ended it in a whole minute,
That's how I started.
So when did you realize that you wanted to get into music?
I've always written music. My mom's a songwriter, so it's been in the family. But I wanted to finish uni. I wanted to graduate with a law degree first, and then go into music. So that's why I did it the way that.
So you're a law graduate, yeah?
Yeah.
Big up yourself.
Thank you.
So how did you start rapping?
How did I start rapping? I won't lie to you. I always thought I'd be a singer, but I thought nah, some of them notes there I definitely can't be hitting. But I always used to rap. I'll be honest, I always used to rap, but I didn't take it as seriously. So when I started like really looking at what I've written and started writing, and I thought, okay, I got a good tone to rap, and then that's just how I
So that
started.
freestyle that you did for J House is ready. What was it? You singing on that or rapping?
I was rapping.
So you've always been rapping then?
Yeah, but before I started, like I came out as a rapper, I was trying to sing at home.
Trying to sing.
I'm not that bad of a singer, but
I'm like, yeah, no taking yourself.
I thought I was trying to sing. Yeah, I did my best.
What would you still sing now?
Yeah, I started singing on some songs. So yeah, I'm trying to incorporate more singing. I'm trying.
Would you like sing like your own like chorus and then do like rap a verse?
That's what I do. Yeah, I rap the verse and sing the chorus.
How has your culture and background influenced your music?
It's influenced it heavily. I mean, when I first started in the UK, I was doing UK rap. That's what I started with. When I changed into Afro rap, I had to start obviously incorporating the broken English, the beats now fully Afro beat. So Nigeria, well, my culture's definitely had a big impact because I have my beats. My producer is in Nigeria, so everything literally starts from there.
How do you meet your producer?
I told you, I've got good connection. I've got good connection. But when I started to come up in the industry, I was getting a lot of DMs from producers, regardless in Nigeria. They wanted the opportunity. Some will do it. Will just send me beats. So that's how I started networking until I found the one.
Well, people are out here trying to like pay for how many thousands for beats and then,
No, they would yeah.
So mixing like your UK side and then like your nice side, how has that been for you?
I think it's been alright because I mean it's not that easy when it comes to writing because I really have to use like broken English and sometimes Nigerian language that I'm not too familiar with. I was born here. I've not been to Nigeria yet. It's going to be my first time this year. So it's not that easy, but I have help because my mom speaks the language.
Well, you understand it?
I understand it, but I can't speak it fluently.
So like when you make a song, what would you say? Okay, I want this to be like a nice song or like a UK song?
Yeah, I always mix it. Like you hear that I'll use my UK rap with my accent, but then you'd hear me, you know, flinging some Yoruba language or some broken English in between.
What would you want to do? But like mix the both.
You know what? I don't know. I can't. I won't lie to you. I don't know.
That's interesting, you know.
Yeah, do you know what? I want it to be different. I definitely want it to be different. I wanted to have a different sound. So I kept thinking, okay, if I mix UK with Niger or UK with Afro, this is gonna give me that different sound, that unique sound that I want. And it seems to be working. It's doing well. So
who's someone that you want to work with?
In the industry,
Yeah.
Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy as well. To be honest, I think
So that was the biggest
The
free Nigerian artist.
The biggest Tiwa Savage as well. Yeah, 100%.
And then the biggest female artist in Nigeria as well. Okay, I get it. So what's like your background?
So I'm Nigerian and I have a bit of Sierra Leone in me.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No way.
But I'm not fluent with my Sierra Leone, so I'm not even gonna cap. I'm fluent with my Nigerian side.
It's alright. Don't have to just part of that Sierra Leone side.
I can't tell you
Get
nothing.
me excited for no reason. What has been like your inspirations, like in regards to like your lyrics?
My inspiration. My mom inspires me a lot because, like, in some of my music, I talk about, you know, my journey, how I started. Some relationships have inspired some of my songs, like heartbreaks and stuff.
Yeah, I know this.
Yeah, it's just, you know what, life inspires my music.
There'll be the time like when you just like writer's block where it's like you're out for like a good month or two or more, whatever.
No, I don't. I've not had writer's block yet. Touch wood. Sorry. I've not had writer's block yet, and hopefully it don't happen. But I've not had writer's block yet.
So what kind of performances have you been able to do?
I've had. You know what? I've had like I'm sure counting maybe up to 15 shows, like in my career now, or 20, up to 20. I know I've performed in Liverpool, Cardiff, loads of shows in London. I've done a lot of shows, Manchester. So I think with like when I've started, definitely up to 20 shows, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you an independent artist?
Yeah, I'm independent.
How's that been for you?
It's been alright. I mean, I kind of like the fact that I'm in control of what I'm doing. I have a team, obviously, they help manage my day-to-day, but I'm still in control of like when I drop and my streaming and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not been that bad.
So you mentioned your team a few times, but how have they actually kept you in place, like kept you staying intact?
Yeah, I've got like literally my team, especially my team in Nigeria. Like I've got like staff who help manage my day-to-day basis, and literally my social media. When I have shows, my interviews, everything like that, they like write my schedule. I've got staff that do my schedule for me, my calendar, just stuff like that, just keep me on track. Because if it was just me, I just don't know how.
Don't be like me who's all over the place. Like,
Exactly.
always running up and down.
I'm not trying to be all over the place, so yeah.
So when the pandemic came, how did that affect you?
Well, I do a lot from home anyway, so it didn't affect me in that way. I was able to do more music. I was able to write more. I wasn't able to release as much. I think I released one song, which was a remix with Mr. Real. And we were able to do that during the pandemic, which was good because Nigeria wasn't that badly affected. Yeah. So I was still able to drop a song during coronavirus, so it didn't, yeah.
How did it affect you mentally?
Mentally, do you know what? I just got tired of being in my apartment. I can't lie to you. I got tired of being in my apartment. And then at first I didn't take coronavirus as serious, but when I started seeing the cases, I started seeing, and people close to me were getting, I was like, oh. So yeah, it's kind of like a shock to me though, but you know, we've pulled through it. I think we're past the worst at this rate.
And what have you learned from it? Like, what have you gained from the pandemic? If you've gained anything.
I've learned to save more because you just don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like that was a big lesson for me, like learning to save. Because before I wasn't that good at saving, but it taught me to save and plan for tomorrow, literally.
So what have been your inspirations back? Oh no, I already asked that, my bad. Who would you like to collab with, producers wise? Or any producers that you want to work with?
I don't think I'm too picky with the producer. As long as the producer has the sound, like the sound that I'm trying to push now, then I'm not too fussed about the producer.
What do you love the most about your own music?
I just like the fact that I'm able to be me with still being able to incorporate my culture. Like I can do both. You understand? I'm not trying too hard.
Do you think like you will ever change your sound?
I don't think. For now, because you know, you never know what happens tomorrow, you never know what's going to happen. But for now, no, I'm definitely sticking to this sound of Afro rap, 100%.
Are there any other artists that do like Afro rap like that? Because that's actually a rare.
It is very rare. No, it's not common at all. I can't mention artists off the top of my head that are doing that now.
That's actually big. The fact that you basically started your own genre.
Yeah, and I started 2 years ago. So hopefully I can take it as far as I can take it, and that's what I'm planning to do.
What are your plans for like the next year or so?
I've got a few. I'm going to Nigeria. I've got a media tour there. I'm going to shoot a few videos down there, and I don't want to jinx it, but major collabs, hopefully from one of the people I've mentioned. God willing. So yeah, I've got a major collab coming. Yep. So I'm going Nigeria. By God's grace, everything works out.
Yeah, so one of those ones where it's just like, right, if you was listening, you would have picked up on that. I feel like you just did that kind of, it was just one of those kind of moments like that, you know. I was like, wasn't listening, I'm so sorry, and I apologize. To anyone who hasn't listened to your music or heard about you, what is the one thing you can say they look forward to you to listening to musically?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's what I love to do, you know. I like to like, you know.
I think the rap. I just think the whole uniqueness of my sound. I think my sound in general is like you. Obviously, it's new. It's different. You get what I'm trying to say? And I think people, well, they've enjoyed it so far. But I think people enjoy it. Just having it's like a, what do you call it? A breeze of fresh air. Do you get what I'm saying? It's new. Ooh. It's not what people are used to. They're not used to it.
So looking back to like when you first started music, because you said what, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
What would you say to your younger self?
Well, when I started.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be like when you started, but like your younger self.
What would I say to my younger self, or when I started?
When you say younger self, I know yourself when you first started.
My younger self, I'd just say just focus more and know what you want to do and know what you want to be in life, because it's easier when you're younger. It gets harder when you get older to actually know what you want to be. So I'd always say stay focused and know what you want to be, 100%, because that's helped me.
Oh, fair enough. And then to yourself when you first started?
Yeah. When I first started, I wasn't too confident with like my bars. So just keep going, because when I kept like, I'm a hard critic on myself. Like if I write something or I listen back to my sound that where I started 3 years ago, I'm like, no, I could have gone way harder with like the way that I'm going now. So just keep going, and you've got to be hard on yourself a bit so you can bring out the best in yourself. So yeah.
But then like there is like something called like, not being too hard on yourself. Because eventually like, the song does have to come out eventually.
True. But I don't know, I'm quite strict, I'm very hard on myself. Like if I've not hit a target, or I've not reached a goal, or I've not reached a certain amount, I'm very hard on myself. But I feel like that's shaped me to be who I am today though. I think it's helped me a lot.
So how did you step up your pen game then?
I just kept writing. It's like with writing, I think you have to really sit down and think. You got to think about your punchlines, you got to think about your play on words, you got to think about how you're going to incorporate the language in with your English. So it's just me taking time out and just sitting down with my pen and paper and just thinking, all right, this is the type of song I'm trying to create and this is what I'm going to do. Then I listen to the beat, I kind of figure out how I'm going to rap on it, the flow. I establish the flow first. After that, the writing comes easier.
Have you ever had any ghostwriters before?
No, I write everything by myself.
So when you're writing and being a critique on yourself, does your team help you in any way?
No, when it comes to writing, I do it myself. I don't really like to get help. Sometimes I ask my mom because she knows the Yoruba, the slangs I need to use, because I don't know the language fluently. But that's where I get help. Other than that, no, I just do it by myself.
So what's been like your biggest highlight of your career so far?
I've got many highlights. I mean, I was awarded in Nigeria. I got an award for Rap of Excellence. I was proud of that. I'm happy. I'm proud of the fact that I was able to build my fan base the way I've built it, in like without having to touch Nigeria, without having to be in Nigeria.
That's the craziest thing. That's actually the craziest thing.
I'm proud of that. I'm just happy with how my career has progressed. I can't lie to you. Like I've progressed like quicker than I thought I would. Let me say it like that.
Well, yeah, if you're dropping like a friendly remix and then that's when you know, like with notes and that. But...
Yeah, I'm proud. It's all thanks to God, yeah. All thanks to God.
So what's been your biggest downfall?
Biggest downfall? I think with this industry, it's you have to learn how to don't let like disappointment or like get to you as much. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Life isn't easy, like, and you have to incorporate that in music. You're not always gonna get the yeses. You're not always gonna hit your targets with what you want to do, and you might not always get what you want in the beginning. So you just have to be patient and be able to take the no's, take the disappointments, take the failures, and just keep going.
That's very inspirational. and that's coming from me. So I wanted to ask, what impact have you made in the sense of like the feedback from your music?
I think I don't know, when I like look into my DMs, a lot of people are just like happy with the fact that I created a sound for myself and I stuck with it. Because to be honest, if you come into an industry like this, creating your own sound is not easy. Because people are used to, you're either rapping or you're doing Afrobeat and singing. You're not rapping on Afrobeats. It's not common. So I think people are like proud of the fact that I stuck with it and I kept going. Because at the beginning, I can't lie to you, even though I was getting shows, still some people like, I'm not sure about the sound. Is it gonna work? Like you need to do UK rap or do this, do that. And I was like, no, I'm gonna stick to this, and like by God's grace, I'll succeed.
So how could you never touch it? Have you ever touched any other genre, like thought to do drill or trap since you're still rapping?
No, I think because I started when I was doing rap, I don't think drill was popping. When I started, drill wasn't popping like how it is now. So and then now I'm in Afrobeat, so going back to drill. I think with drill, the only reason I don't know if I'd ever step on it is because I just feel like sometimes it makes you have to be something that you might not be. Like I'm not. I didn't grow up on road. I'm not a gangster. I went to uni. I got a law degree. And I'm proud of that. Like I don't want to have to represent something that I'm not. Like I'm proud of being that girl that, I wasn't in gangs, I wasn't on the road like that. I went another route, but I'm happy with that route that I went through. I don't want to have to pretend like, oh, I'm hard, I got gangsters, I know. Nah, that's just not me.
I like how you use your uniqueness.
Right.
And the fact that you built your own identity and you stayed with it.
I appreciate that.
As a person and musically as well.
Yeah.
Because I know that it's easy to get sidetracked or get put off by something. That's why I asked about the downfall thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so big up yourself.
Thank you.
That's worth of wisdom, my time. Music industry can be the music industry can be extremely sex driven and less focused on the talent itself. How have you managed to keep yourself balanced when it comes to the sex appeal and also showcasing your work?
I think with me, I'm always confident. I feel like I've been sexy. I can't like just not to be too big. So it's not just.
I rate the confidence.
I don't try to be sexy. I feel like it's in me to be that, if that makes sense. So I don't try. The music has not made me want to be sexy. Before I started music, I wore what I wore. Did you get what I'm trying to say? Music didn't make me think like, oh, I've got to look like this. If I didn't look like this and look like something else, I would have stayed like that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, I don't think it's made me. Yeah, I think I've been like that from before I started music.
And then how has it impacted your lyrics as well? Because you could just be rapping, but then at the same time, like being sexualized is a big part.
I think as a female rapper, sometimes you have to actually embrace the fact that you're a female. I think that's what some females say. It's sometimes it come off a bit like, you know, like the guys. I think it's good to, if you're a female, embrace the fact that you're a female. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The men are embracing themselves, so why can't we do it the way that we
Oh, most definitely. So what kind of image would you like to portray of yourself or like be seen as?
Do you know what? Because I've got a charity foundation right now where I'm helping children in Africa. Like I help the youth, I empower the youth, put them into education, feed them. We've done many things, provide them with school equipment and stuff like that. So I'd say I just wanna have an impact on the world. I wanna make a difference. And if it's not doing it with my music, it will be with my foundation. It will be with something that I'm doing. If I'm changing people's lives, or I'm changing people's lives through my music, or I'm doing it through actual help. So I just wanna make a difference. Yeah, I want to leave this world, and when people say my name, they'll be like, oh, that Jasmine is the one that changed the youth's lives, or she empowered the youth, or, you know, her music was different, she stayed true to herself, and she empowered females to, you know, I just want to make a difference. I want to be remembered for making a difference. That's what I want to be.
Wow.
That's it.
Big up yourself. Like, if no one else is touched by that, just know that I am for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Have you ever forgotten any of your lyrics before?
Yeah, I think on stage maybe once or twice, but I've been able. It's never noticeable. It comes back to me. Like I'm very good under pressure. Like if I forget a lyric, you won't ever know. I just keep on rapping. I just keep saying the next one.
Different bars?
No, same bars. I've only ever forgot like a word. I've never forgot like a whole line.
What's the view, or just beat that out like?
Yeah, just keep going. People, no one's ever noticed, and I've forgotten like not lines, like words. A few times.
So going back to what you were previously saying about like trying to make an impact on the world, have people actually approach you or like DM you saying, "Wow, like your music has touched me"?
Yeah, a lot of people have DM'd me for my music and say that my music has touched them, and also my foundation. So I know I'm making a slight difference right now, and but I still at like where I'm aiming, and the difference that I'm aiming to make. Like I want to build like, you know, schools for children in Africa. Like I want to do like the difference, what I'm aiming for. Let's just say I'm on track, but I'm not there yet because the vision in my head is massive. It's really big. You get what I'm saying? So, but I've started, and I'm proud of where I've started, and I'm thankful to God I've been able to start. Because when I started my foundation, it was just all my own money and just doing it because I wanted to do it before the funding starts or before government want to help me help the children. I did it by myself because I wanted to. So yeah.
So when did this all start?
I started my foundation like a year ago. Mz Jazzie Foundation, yeah.
Okay, so you've actually set up your own charity?
Yeah, I've got my own charity foundation right now, helping children in. I've started in Nigeria, obviously, because that's back home.
And you've actually never been there. That's the craziest part.
I've never been. Well, I'm going. They're waiting for me. It's long. It's been long. They're waiting for me.
I just see that airport being just like packed full of people waiting for you.
God willing.
I can see like a red carpet and that.
Well, to be honest, I think the way that I'm gonna do it, I don't think I'm not gonna let people know. Maybe until I'm in my hotel. Like I want to do it as a surprise. I'm not gonna announce that, oh guys, I'm on my way. And now I want to do it as a surprise because before coronavirus or when coronavirus started, that's when I was supposed to go and I couldn't go. So this time I want to shock people and be like, yeah, I'm here. Not tell them I'm coming now and then I don't turn up. So yeah. That's
mad. And also like since you said that you grew up in the UK, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously like, there was a part in life where a lot of African kids grew up where it's harder. Like we wasn't taken in inside the society compared to the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. So how did you deal with that?
With what? Sorry?
Like having to grow up inside the UK as an African child. Obviously you might get, stereotyped or look differently for being African, but the fact that you've been able to brush through that and build your sound because of being that, because you're from Nigeria, influence your music. So I was just to ask that, how did that help you become the person you are today?
I think it helped.
How did you get through it?
I think it helped a lot because back when I was in school, it wasn't as, being African wasn't as accepted as it is now, and I went to a predominantly was it Asian and white school, so it wasn't the same. Like we weren't really respected like we are. Even our music back then was not respected. I would not be able to go to a club when I was in uni at the beginning and hear Afrobeat the way that I'm hearing it now.
Facts.
So like it's being accepted, and I'm just proud. I'm proud of our culture. I'm proud that music has been able to go as far as it has, because now they're putting respect on our name now. Facts. And it's something to be proud of. Do you get what I'm saying? They didn't respect us before.
Well, so true. Final question here. What will be the movie title of your biography?
I think it'll just be The Life of Mz Jazzie. Literally, it will be that simple as because I'd like to do a biography that talks about my whole journey from when I started to where I am when I started. So yeah, The Life of Mz Jazzie. That actually sounds quite cool.
Yeah, it really does. Would you like to let the people know where they can find you?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, well, everywhere literally. MZJ4ZZIE, Mz Jazzie.
Exactly, and simple. Thank you for being on the show, Mz Jazzie.
Thank you for
having me. See you again soon. This has been the Ty Gibz Show with myself, DJ Ty Gibz. See you all next week.